Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 29th August 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. Here in this class, I'm going to take around 8 to 9 articles which are very relevant from our examination point of view. So whenever I'm stressing the important point, to try to make the notes so that you can reflect those points in your mains answers so that you will be getting the good marks in your mains. Okay, let us take the articles directly. And I want to say two things. So whenever you are reading title of articles, so try to identify the keyword first. After identifying the keyword, you have to place that keyword in your syllabus. And not only placing in your syllabus, but even you have to start think about that topic in the different dimensions. So this multi-dimensional approach is very useful to write your mains answers and even your essay. So believe me. Okay, so see the title here, guys. Bail, the norm, jail is exception, even in PMLA cases, says Supreme Court. So here this article is saying that whenever any person is arrested, so he has to give the bail. So first he has to give the bail. Bail, it is like a norm. We have to follow this bail. And second one here is jail. Jail should be always exception. So actually, so this topic is not like a recent one, but even in month of August. So in August 2024 also this was in news. So in that case, two judgments said that yes, bail should be norm and jail should be an exemption. So even in unlawful activities prevention act related cases also, even this UAPA also, bail is norm and jail is exemption. So the same thing which said in this PMLA cases also. What is this PMLA? Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So whenever you are writing an answer regarding this bail is norm and jail is exemption, so it is not only regarding this PMLA, but even court had been declared the same thing in even in Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So in this way you have to connect the current affairs which are there in the news. So from which subject you will be seeing this article? So from GS paper to from polity. And not only this, even we have to see this from GS paper to international relations, like which countries are following this. So here, what are the dimensions you have to know? So you have to understand what is bail. So what is bail? And even in our state of Telangana, so recently Kavita also had been released on bail. So what is the meaning of bail? What is the meaning of bail? Good morning. So what is the meaning of bail? Okay, so first you have to know meaning of bail, and in this you have to know what are the types of bail. So do you know types of bails? So if you go through the newspaper, you will be seeing some words like anticipatory bail, interim bail, regular bail. So normally in types, we have three types. First one is regular bail, second one is anticipatory bail, and next one is interim bail. So there may be a question which is asked in your prelims regarding this anticipatory and interim bail. So these two are very important from your prelims point of view, and you have to know the difference. And even for some offences, they can be given bail, and some offences they cannot be given bail, right? So even you have to know differences between bailable offences.
I would like to thank the faculty of Rathods IAS.
And next one is non-bailable offences. So which offences they can get bail and which offences they will be not getting bail. So all these are the important dimensions that you have to know from this article. So let us see some of the important topics here in this class, and rest it is your homework. So here what this article is saying? So Supreme Court of India said that bail is a standard approach. So bail is a norm and imprisonment, it is the exemption. Even this can be followed in this money laundering cases which are registered under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Even under the offences of this PMLA also, they can get bail. and only in exceptional cases they can be arrested and kept in the prison, right? So this is a thing which mainly set now by Supreme Court. Because of this bail and this PMLA is in use. So what is this money laundering? Okay, tell me, what is the meaning of money laundering? Converting of black money into white money. What is black money? The money on which tax is not paid. So can you tell me in how many ways we can do money laundering? By hawala transactions, by shell companies. Next. Come on, next. Economy is done for all students. Hawala transactions, shell companies. Huh? Next. Okay, you have to do the work regarding money laundering. And today's question, mains question I will be giving you based on this money laundering only. And by 7 p.m. you have to submit the answer. And at 7 o'clock we will be having class as usual. And today's class will be based on English only. Okay. So see the details. So recently even 2-judge bench of Supreme Court of India also ruled that bail is the rule, jail is exemption. Even in some special statutes like Unlawful Activities Prevention Act of 1967. Even the cases which are registered under this UAPA also, here we have to follow this bail as a norm and as well as jail as an exemption. So these are the two recent current affairs. So this is in August month. This is in around 3rd of August. Okay, so now let us see some more important details here. So why we have to focus on giving of bail rather than imprisonment? Because if we are denying the bail means it is violation of the right under Article 21 of Indian Constitution. So what is Article 21? Right to life and personal liberty. So if you are not giving bail to the people, here the person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty. And when we can take away this Article 21, in which situations? Only in some extreme situations we can take away this Article 21. For example, in some cases of emergency, and only whenever there is a procedure which is established by law, then only we can take away this Article 21. Unless and until this article should be there for everyone. It is a fundamental right. So this is the explanation which is given by Supreme Court in this case of UAPA of 1967. So if you see the legal provisions of bail, so bail in bailable offences which is present in this section 479 of Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. It is nothing but criminal procedure code which had been replaced by this Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. So in this new thing also, this section 479 talks about, yes, bailable offences can get bail. And maximum period for which an under trial. So what is the meaning of under trial prisoner? Under trial. Under trial means what? You have to know this word under trial. For example, if there is any person who had been arrested and kept in the jail, but that offense had not been yet proved with the evidence, but he is in jail. Those are called as under trial prisoners. So what is the maximum period for this under trial prisoners? Actually, the important problem in our country is there is increasing of under trial prisoners in the jails. The number is increasing, and whatever the limit of our jail is there, which is already had been exceeded. There is overcrowding of prisons is happening. The important reason here is because of under trial prisoners. For example, if a small offense like like chain catching is happened, means normally the imprisonment will be for 6 months or 1 year, but rather than that they will be spending more than 10 years in the jails, but they are not yet released. So this is the petty condition that is faced by number of prisoners in our jails. And whatever the capacity, for example, if capacity is 100%, so in our country jail capacity had been increased more than 133%. There is overcrowding of prisons is happening. Okay, so because of this now we want to reduce the burden on these jails now, so that here this is the norm which is followed by the judiciary, that is bail is norm and imprisonment is exception. Okay, clear? Okay, now let us see what are the concerns in denial of bail. So whenever they are not getting bail means large number of under trials will be getting increased. Around 75.8% of prisoners in our jails are just under trials only. They had not been yet proven the guilty. And next one here is there is increasing of overcrowding of jails. It is more than 131 to 133% in our India. And next one here is disproportionate impact on vulnerable sections, especially whoever the inmates, that means the prisoners in our jails, more than 60% they are either illiterate or who had been educated below 10th class. And especially if you see the movie like Jai Bhim, you can understand the vulnerable sections are SC and as well as STs under this. Even if they are not doing any mistake also because of their caste, so they are getting this kind of they are keeping in the jail because of their caste. So in this way, these are the vulnerable sections who are under trials in our Indian prisons. And even because whenever they are not getting the bail means, even if their health condition is not good, so at that time they have to get the bail so that they will be having some medical attention. So whenever they are not getting bail, even in the extreme conditions, then that will lead to human rights violations. Okay, unhealthy living conditions, unequal treatment, etc. will be happening in the jails. So all these things that you have to remember. And if you see the different types of bails, as I said, we are having three types of bails: regular bail, anticipatory bail, and interim bail. Regular bail means after so and so person get arrested, then he will be applying for the bail. So for that he need to pay bail fee, and after getting bail he will be coming out of the jail. That is called as regular bail. So everyone knows. So interim bail is nothing but it is a direct order by the court which provides temporary and as well as short-term bail to the accused until his regular or anticipatory bail application is approved. That means, for example, if he approved for anticipatory bail or a regular bail, okay, but he had been arrested, okay. So after arresting itself, before he is getting the bail, so he will be applying for a temporary bail. That temporary bail is called as interim bail, okay. And next one here is anticipatory bail. That means nothing but even before he was arrested, so there is a charges of arrest on him means, so he will be applying for the bail before he is getting arrested. That is called as anticipatory bail. So you will be getting this anticipatory bail mainly in the news, okay. And see this article, counter mindset that sees women as less capable, says Murmu. So what is this article talking about? What did our president said? So you have to remember one thing: whenever our prime minister, external affairs minister, or finance minister, or our president, whenever they are making statements, that will be very important. You have to know that statements what they made. So here the words used by our president is women's safety enough is enough. So you can get essay on this, women's safety enough is enough. So what is the meaning of women's safety enough is enough? What do you think? What our president said about this? Women's safety enough is enough means? Okay, tell me fast. Women's safety. Women's safety enough is enough. Whenever you are writing even essay regarding women related issues or violence against women or gender inequality, you can use this title directly. In introduction, like recently our president said women's safety enough is enough. In this context, what is the context? Why president said this? Come on, you can do it. So from which subject you have to deal with this? From GS paper to polity regarding fundamental rights, right to life and personal liberty, and freedom of movement especially. Next, from GS paper to governance. So here you have to see what are the steps taken by the government. For example, you can take what are the laws, or for example, you can take policies, you can take schemes of government. And here in the polity, you have to see even judiciary. What is the role of judiciary to ensure women's safety? Okay, and you have to see even Justice Verma committee report which said about women's safety. Next, from which subject? From GS paper 3. What is the impact of women's safety on women participation or female labor force participation of women? And next, you have to see ethics from GS paper 4. So whenever this kind of draconian acts against women, they are moral or ethical. Whether they are moral or ethical or unethical. How can we bring change in our society? So this comes under part of your attitude chapter, chapter number 3. Next, from which subject you can connect still, and you can see what will be the impact on society, and you can also add this under social issues from paper 1 and paper 2, GS1 and GS2. Next, what are the subjects are there, and even you can see like from international relations how other countries are providing safety for women. And even in yesterday's class, I said that 3 other most dangerous countries for women, which are there? South Africa, Russia, and Brazil. Next. So all these are the very important, and you have to focus on especially what is a statement made by our president and in which context. So context is very important. So now let us see this article. So declaring that enough is enough, our president said it was the time for India to wake up to perversion. So what is the meaning of this perversion? Any idea? It's abnormal sexual behavior is called as perversion of crimes against women and counter the mindset that saw women as less powerful, less capable and less intelligent. So in our patriarchal society, mainly it is called as male dominant society. So male will be not accepting that women are as powerful as male or as capable as male and as intelligent as male. So can you tell me some example that how we can prove women are as powerful as or as capable as or as intelligent as male? So can you tell me some case studies or examples of women? Yes, they are also participating in space. For example, Sunita Williams. Yeah, next. Next, powerful, Johnson and Lakshmi Bai. As capable as our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Yes, so you have to give some examples. Also, whenever you are writing any argument in your answer, then your answer will be like valid. Okay, so our Prime Minister said, our President said that, yes, it is a time to wake up in India like against crime against women, and even we have to counter the mindset of men, so that we have to show like women are as powerful as capable as and as intelligent as men. So that is a statement which is given by President, not by me. Okay, so don't give the comments like you're feminist here. Okay, let us see some more important details that you have to get from this article. So first one is mindset shift is needed now. So our president is saying that yes, now it is very important to change the societal views so that we can diminish this women capabilities and we can advocate for equality, that is gender equality and as well as respect to women, so that we can ensure safer environment for women. So this is very important now. And next one here is even our president also focused on the cultural reflections. So here we need cultural transformation. So the important reason why still we are having this patriarchal society in this 21st century here is deep rooted culture. So we have to focus on transforming of our culture. So how can we transform our culture? What is the weapon we can use? We can use education. Education is the weapon. So even Swami Vivekananda said that education is a powerful weapon that is used to change the world. So here we can use education so that we can challenge the stereotypes against women. And this one here is we have to focus on public outreach. So actually here, if we want to prevent violence against women, even we need community support. Without community support, we can't do anything. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said. And especially we have to focus on safety of women. So how can we bring the safety for women? Especially we have to focus on laws or we have to focus on policy reforms, and we have to focus on protective measures so that women can live without fear. It is very much important for any progressive society. So if the society wants to move forward, we need to ensure safe and secure environment for women, and it is a fundamental. So you have to note down this point. Women can live without fear, which is fundamental for progressive society. You have to use this kind of things in your conclusion part. So many of you are asking doubts like how to write conclusion, right? So you have to use this kind of solid things in your conclusion. And next, generation responsibility. Even our president is saying that, yes, if we want to focus on long-term vision, then we need to even empower the different generations also. So generations need to be educated so that we can focus on equitable growth and as well as equitable society. And next one here is we have to focus on the tragic incidents that happened in the recent past. So here, because of that incidents, we can understand that this kind of things are happening in the society, and based on that things, we have to take the enough steps so that it should not be repeated in the future. And even we need a proper leadership role. As the first woman president of India, Murmu's leadership is one of the disclosure which showcases about the significant representation of women's voices in high offices so that we can drive the change and we can inspire others. So whenever you are writing about women empowerment, you can use this point as directly conclusion in your answer. Okay. So in this way, you can use your current affairs for writing your answers to enhance your presentation skills. Yeah. But actually, she is from tribal department. So from tribes, this voice is also getting. Okay. And see here, war and peace. So what is this article talking about? So anyone, do you watch this First Post or WION news channels? Yes or no? WION and First Post. No. Actually, they will give full coverage of international news. Okay, so do you know recently our Prime Minister visited which countries? Poland, next, and also Ukraine. So I want to give 3 important points regarding our Prime Minister visit to Ukraine. So please make a note of those 3 points. So if you see, Russia-Ukraine war is going on. Yes or no? Our Prime Minister, he visited Ukraine. So in these 2 countries, see here, Russia and Ukraine is there. Focus here for just 3 to 4 minutes. So Russia and Ukraine issue is going on. So our Prime Minister, he visited Ukraine. So here, between these 2 countries, which country is closer and which country is more important for India, Ukraine or Russia? Russia. But why our Prime Minister, he visited Ukraine? What's the reason? Okay. Apart from that? Okay. So here, if our Prime Minister has visited this Ukraine, what is the response of Russia? What will be the response of Russia? Online students? Come on, try. Okay, so why our president, he visited Ukraine? What is the reason? He wants to initiate peace process. And actually, relevance of India and Russia had been decreased. Why? Because of 3 important reasons. First one is, do you know about this S-400 missile system? Yes, right? So we ordered 5 missile systems from Russia. Only till now 3 had been delivered, and remaining 2 had to be delivered in this 2024 year. But because of this Russia-Ukraine issue, it had been postponed to 2026. So what are the commitments we had between India and Russia? They had been delayed. Okay. And second one here is, we all know that we are importing discounted price oil from Russia. Yes or no? At that time, Ukraine president, he made a statement that India is buying oil. It is not oil, it is blood of Ukraine. So this was a statement which made by this Ukraine president around 2 years ago. At that time, whenever this Russia-Ukraine issue had been started, Ukraine president said that India is buying discounted oil from Russia. It is not the oil from Russia, it is blood of Ukraine. So whenever Indian Prime Minister, he is the first ever Prime Minister of India who visited Ukraine. So till now, not even a single Prime Minister of India had been visited this Ukraine. That means we can say that we are also removing one misconception that here Russia is giving oil at the discount price. If Ukraine is giving that, we are ready to buy this oil from Ukraine. Okay. So in this way, the second thing here is we removed misconception that we align towards Russia regarding getting the discounted oil prices. And next one is, I think around 2 months ago or 1.5 months ago, we discussed one article that many Indians, they are participating in Russian army, right? They are frontliners. At that time, here Russian president, he said that we are going to send them back. But till now, there are around 40 to 50 Indians who are working in Russian army. They are frontliners. But till now, after even 2 months also, there is no advancement in this sending of these people towards India. So these three things that we can understand. Okay. So why we are moving away from Russia. Clear? And even one more important reason you can see here is China and Pakistan, they are also moving towards Russia here. It is also an important thing we don't like. Okay, clear? So these are the things that you have to remember. These are the recent advancements. Okay, let us see this article. So this article is saying that war and peace, India is not well placed to broker a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. So even India participated, like India wants to come up with a peace with Russia and Ukraine, but India is not well placed in this brokering between this Russia and Ukraine. So if you see the points which are given here in this article, it says that India's potential role as a mediator in this Russia-Ukraine conflict faces lots and lots of challenges because of historical ties with Russia. So Moscow is nothing but Russia's capital, right? So actually, if you see historically, during the Cold War era onwards, okay, so if you see this Cold War, if you go back to 1960, at that time we have two power blocks. So one is led by USA and one is led by USSR. At that time, newly independent countries like India, so they were asked whether you will be aligned with USA or Russia. At that time, third world countries are nothing but the countries which had been got recently independence, and they are having their own challenges at that time. So what were the challenges we had at that time? Poverty, food insecurity, and there is hunger, malnutrition, no advancements in industries. Okay, a lot of problems we had. At that time, India said that we have our own challenges, so we don't want to align towards USA or USSR. But at that time, we came up with this called as non-alignment movement, NAM. But even though India had been a tilt towards USSR, because USSR helped India regarding technology, regarding getting of defense equipment, whatever it may be. So we got help from this USSR. And even India came up with this nuclear launching machines like Pokhrans. At that time also USSR supported India, but India had been criticized by USA. Okay, so here because of this historical ties, whenever we want to mediate a peace between this Ukraine and as well as Russia, it is one of the big challenge to come up with this successful peace efforts. So despite Prime Minister recent dialogues with the leaders from US and as well as Russia, India needs to adopt a more neutral stand. So till now we had a proper neutral stand. We didn't engage any peace process, and even in United Nations Security Council also, India didn't voted in favor or in against, it had been abstained. But now India wants to actively participate in this peace initiatives, but it is very challenge. So that is the thing which mainly said by this article, that's it. Nothing more than that. So actually here you can understand that Modi's recent discussions with global leaders such as that, we are showing somewhat willingness to engage in this peace process, but it is impartial, mediator, and this mediator will not be properly effective because we are already aligned towards Russia. And this one is, you can understand the historical hesitance. So India is reluctant to engage in this peace process because we have some complicated relationship with Russia. So that if you're going for this peace process, they will be asking whether what is the credibility of India, like whether you are towards aligned towards Russia or not. So again, this question will come. And next one here is, we are also having a challenge, that is neutrality challenge. Because of deep military and energy ties with Russia, it is very difficult for India to present a neutral stand. Always it will be aligned towards Russia, at least 1 or 2%, because our energy security and our military security is dependent on Russia. And next one here is, even we are having a military stalemate, like the persistent military actions from both the sides, they indicate that neither Russia nor Ukraine is ready for ceasefire. Okay, and they don't want to come up with the mediation efforts of India. Okay, so all these things that you have to remember, that's it. And see this article, sharpening India's anti-tuberculosis fight. What is tuberculosis? TB. Next. Apart from this, what do you know about this TB? And tell me why this TB is recently news. Very good memories. New vaccine. Yes, very good. BPAL. What is this BPAL? Recently, BPAL is in news. What is the BPAL? It is new treatment regime. Yes or no? It is a new treatment regime. So what is earlier regime? Earlier treatment, it used to take like 1 to 2 years. But what is advantage of this BPAL? Just the treatment time here is 6 months. And it is also effective for multi-drug resistant TB also. Okay, MDR and XDR TB. So it is very efficient compared to that of traditional medicines. Okay, now tell me, tuberculosis is caused by bacteria or virus? What is that bacteria? Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, so it will be affecting which parts of your body? Okay, so in this TB, we have two types of TB, pulmonary TB and extra pulmonary TB. Pulmonary means it will be affecting your respiratory organs. Other than respiratory organs, if it is affecting your kidney, eyes, or nervous system or brain, it is called as extra pulmonary TB. Okay, now tell me, what is the target of our country? What is the target of India? So India's target is to end TB by 2022. Whether it had been achieved? No. Why? Because of COVID-19 pandemic, so there are number of delays. So because of this, we had not been achieved. So here you have to see what are the steps taken by our government of India to eliminate TB in our country. Okay, so do you know any scheme government came up to control this TB? Like financially or like support from government, anything that you remember? Already I said about this. Nikshai, any idea? It is giving 500 rupees of monetary support for TB patient. Okay, you have to focus. Okay, your work is to do research on what are the steps taken by government of India to eliminate TB in India. Okay, after this class, do that work. So here this article is saying that with the availability of game-changing new treatments, India must recast its TB elimination program. So what are the target we had by 2022? It had been already done. So we have to come up with the recasting of new elimination programs and as well as new elimination target year for TB in India, so that we can eliminate this TB in our country. So what is the problem regarding this TB elimination? So we have to take treatment for the long duration of time, and even after getting this TB infection also, many people, they don't show the signs and symptoms. So there will be inactive TB. Even in this inactive TB conditions also, there is a chance of transmission from that inactive person to other persons. Okay, so this is the one of the important challenge that we are facing. Okay, so here this article says that there is an urgent need to enhance and improve diagnostic methods. Okay, and we have to come up with the effective treatment, and we have to ensure timely diagnosis, especially among the vulnerable populations. So who are vulnerable populations for this TB? Who will be get old age people next? Okay, children, old age people next. Do you know HIV patients? So in that HIV patients, what will happen? HIV means human immunodeficiency virus. That means that virus will be acting on their immune system. So whenever immune system is low, what happens? That certain person will be getting other diseases easily. So one such a disease here is TB. TB will be easily attacked in this HIV patients. So HIV patients, elderly people, and as well as children, they are very vulnerable to this TB. So in this vulnerable people, we need to have the proper diagnosis. So how can we go for diagnosis of this TB? So which test we can do? So anyone got TB here? No? Okay. So tell me, what are the screening tests? Sputum analysis and even chest x-ray for pulmonary TB. Okay. And even they will be doing blood culture. What is this blood culture? In earlier classes I said. It is blood test. I know, blood culture. Culture means what? Agriculture. What is the meaning of culture? Agriculture. Horticulture. Culture. It is blood culture. You have to know the basic meaning of words. So if you know the basic meaning of words, you can play with the words in your main answers. It is for sure. So whenever you are reading any word, so if it is new for you, try to know the meaning. Try to break that word and know the meaning. Culture means nothing but growing. So from the blood, we will be isolating this microorganisms and we will be growing the microorganisms. That is called as blood culture. Agriculture means we are growing plants. Horticulture, we are growing vegetables and fruits. Okay, clear? So if you see the details, it says that yes, there is increasing of TB burden globally. So here India is facing a significant proportion of global TB burden, and addressing this issue, it is not just a national concern, but it is now global health priority, because TB is a communicable disease. If one person from India who is going to other countries and he is having a capability or capacity to spread that disease in other countries, so it is going to be a global health priority. So that we need to have the proper efficient strategies so that we can reduce this infection rates and we can improve this patient outcomes. And even we have to focus on this innovative treatment approaches. For example, recently we came up with this BPAL. So what are the drugs in this BPAL? Bedaquiline, BPAL. I said on that day you can get questions on these components also. Yes or no? But very good memory. Everyone is Gajini only here. If you do like this, how can you clear examination? It is very difficult if you do like this. Your memory should be as sharp as computer. So your brain should be working as a supercomputer. And tell me examples of supercomputers. I gave this work. Only three computers. Tell me. Supercomputers of India. Yes. Pratyush. One more. So your memory should be very sharp. So focus on your memory. So how can you improve your memory is revising the things continuously. So frequently you have to revise the things. Then only you can remember the words, or else you won't. So try to keep the timetable on every Sunday. You have to focus only on the revision of the things that you had been done in that week. And try to write as many tests as possible, and try to write an answers at least 1 or 2 per day. So even if I'm giving one answer, you are not writing, then what is the use? So you have to write something every day. So without fail. Okay, at least you have to be accountable to you, not me even. Okay, try to be a very dedicated person. Try to be disciplined. So focus on your studies, and consistency is very important. Okay, You should not read today 15 hours and tomorrow, yes, yesterday I read 15 hours, I will be taking holiday today, I will be sleeping today. So don't do that. If you are reading 6 hours per day, continuously read 6 hours every day. That is the meaning of consistency, and this consistency is very important in this UPSC. So not even every topper will be reading 18 hours per day. It is even impractical. So just prepare or keep the targets limited that you can do based on your ability and complete them on daily basis. Okay. So minimum read for 6 hours per day and do that even on Sundays, even on festivals. Then if you work for 1 to 2 years, then there is no need of working after this entering into the services. You will be enjoying your life. No one will come in your life to say to like do this or do that. So no one will be boss on you. You will be the boss for your life. If you want to be boss for your life, you have to do hard work for at least 1.5 to 2 years. Then your life will be like how you dreamt. Okay. Okay, see this economic implication. So here, whenever we are focusing on these new treatment regimes, what happens? So we can decrease the time and even we can save our money. Okay, and even we can improve our health outcomes so that we can reduce even healthcare cost also. And next one here is even we have to focus on early detection. So whenever we are having early diagnosis, we can start the treatment as soon as possible so that we can have further more health outcomes. Okay, rather than if you're treating that disease after entering into final stages, if you are identifying in the initial stages, it will be very easy to tackle with that disease, and even the time will be taken to cure from the disease will be also less. And even we have to focus on targeting of these vulnerable groups, as I said. And next one here is we need to have the proper comprehensive screening strategies. Okay, so whenever we are taking any screening test, that should come within minutes or within like hours, so that the test will be like more efficient. So if you give some test, it will be taking like one week of time or 15 days of time. So in this 1 week or 15 days, whatever it may be happen, we don't know, right? So whenever we want any testing method, so we should be like very instant and it should be like very appropriate. And next one here is we need to focus on long-term vision for elimination of this TB so that we can address the social determination of the health and we can also contribute for TB prevention in our country. So all these points that you have to know. So it is not a new topic even. So see this article, establishing a carbon market. So in our earlier classes, I said about carbon trading. So how many of you remember this carbon trading concept? Uh, mm, okay. So how many types of carbon trading is there? Two types of carbon trading. So what are they? I said carbon trading. Monica, on that day you asked me doubt also. Tell me what is that now? What is this carbon trading, Hema? Mm. Mm. Next. Okay, so what is this carbon trading? So here, the problem here is pollution. So here, whenever you are taking any industries, so they will be releasing carbon dioxide emissions into atmosphere. So to control this carbon dioxide emissions, government came up with this concept called as carbon trading. So in this carbon trading, we have two methods. So first method, so if the target here it is to release 100 carbon emissions, means, so if that so and so company released only 80, means the remaining will be 20 will be the excess. So this 20 can be sold to another company which is releasing more than 100. So this is the first method. And next second method here is, if it is having the target of releasing 100 but it is releasing only 80 and excess it is having 20, means, so this 20 can be carried to next month. And the next month, so this so and so company can release 120 carbon emissions. So this is called as carbon trading, and these are the two methods. Okay, so now let us see what is this article is saying, that climate change is not about equity concerns, but even it is about searching viable options to move away from excessive dependence on fossil fuels. So why there is increasing of carbon emissions? Because we are using this fossil fuels. So fossil fuels are nothing but compounds which are having this carbon. So can you tell me some examples of these fossil fuels? We have crude oil, we have coal, we have natural gas. So these are like carbon compounds. So whenever we are burning them, obviously it will release carbon dioxide into atmosphere. So whenever we are talking about this carbon market, it is not about only carbon trading, but even we have to try to decrease this carbon dioxide emissions. But how? We can move towards renewable energy. So can you tell me some examples of renewable energy? Solar, wind, etc. So that is the thing which mainly said. So our finance minister announced that we need to transform from perform, achieve and trade scheme to Indian carbon market for heavy polluting industries. So can you tell me some heavy polluting industries? Iron and steel industries, thermal power plants. So these are like heavy polluting industries. So for these industries, we have to move towards this carbon market or carbon trading rather than earlier scheme of perform, achieve and target and trade. And here you have to see like now when we are moving from this PAT to carbon market, we have to focus, we have to see that we are having a shift from policy framework. So why we are having a shift here? Because we have to reduce absolute emissions, and here we have to enhance accountability, and we have to focus on innovation, and we have to focus on cleaner technologies. So these are the things that we are focusing on. And next one here is whenever any company it wants to move from non-renewable to renewable energy, so it needs what? It needs money like capital, and next one is it needs technology. So those economic incentives need to be provided from our government, especially from developed countries to developing and as well as less developed countries, so that we can tackle this problem of climate change. And this one here is we need to come up with the decarbonization. But whenever we want to move towards decarbonization, we are having a lot of challenges because this iron and steel industries and especially this thermal power plants, they are focusing on using of fossil fuels. So if you want to move towards alternatives, so it will be like a great a great challenge. So for this we need robust policy, and for this we need technological advancement. So getting of technology and getting of policy is difficult in our country. So that is the thing which mainly said. And even we have to follow international commitments. So what is this NDCs, nationally determined contributions? In your environment, I think Vilas sir said about this NDCs. What is Paris climate deal? In which year we came up with this Paris climate deal? In 2015, we have this Paris climate deal. So what does this Paris climate deal says? We have to decrease carbon dioxide emissions to we have to decrease carbon dioxide emissions so that we can decrease global temperature to 1.5 degrees centigrade to 2 degrees centigrade when we are comparing with 1990s. Yes or no? So how can we achieve that? We need proper cooperation. That is, international cooperation and commitments is very important. So that thing you can write. Okay. So see this article, India is getting complicit in its fight against polio. So why this polio is in news? Where? How many? One case had been identified in Manipur. So which is that case? Which is that case? Tell me fast. Vaccine derived polio disease, right? VDPD. So what is this vaccine derived polio case? So in any immunocompromised person, if you are giving vaccine which is having live attenuated virus, then it will be causing disease that is called as VDPD that happened in Manipur. So tell me about different strains of polio. How many types of polio is there? You will be getting that kind of questions in your prelims. If you are very weak in your memory, you can't do it. Type 1, type 2 and type 3. So which polio had been eradicated in India? Type 1 and type 3. Okay, so in this way you have to focus on facts. If you do like this, what will be your future? Okay, see this article, India and Russia signed a working plan to handle emergencies. So what is emergencies is about? India and Russia, they signed the working plan of joint Russian-Indian Commission on Cooperation in the field of emergency management. You have to see this. So I will be sending you the notes regarding this, how to handle this emergency, what is this article between India and Russia in your group. Okay, by evening I will be sending. And say this article, PMJDY personifies dignity and empowerment, says Modi. What is this PMJDY? Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. What is this scheme is about? How many of you have this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan accounts? What is this? Tell me now. You people, tell me. Zero bank account. So why we need this zero bank accounts? Yes, for digitalization. Next. For example, government is coming up with any scheme. For example, if it is directly giving the money, so will the targeted people are getting that money? No. So because of this, to address the loopholes in any schemes, government came up with this opening of zero bank accounts, and government will be directly transferring the money to the beneficiaries account so that we can decrease the loopholes. Okay. So you have to focus on this PMJDY. So what is the scheme and what are the features? Who are the eligible persons and which ministry is implementing this? Whether it is central sponsor or central sector scheme. So all these things that you have to remember. And these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and please do like this class and share this class to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Okay.